again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said to her, now get this, and it's good for you to memorize this verse. I am, let's say it together, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live even though they die, and whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? Yes, Lord, she replied. I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who has come into the world. And after she had said this, she went back and called her sister Mary aside. The teacher is here, she said, and is asking for you. When Mary heard this, she got up quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet entered the village, but was still at the place where Martha had met him. And when the Jews who had been with Mary in the house comforting her noticed how quickly she got up and went out, they followed her, supposing that she was going to the tomb to mourn there. And when Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. You see that faith? And when Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and troubled. Where have you laid him? He asked. Come and see, Lord, he replied. And then we have the shortest verse in the Bible. Let's just say it together. Jesus wept. Now, I heard the word cry before, but when I think of the word wept, it's like almost an uncontrollable mourning of pouring out your heart. And I know when I've lost loved ones, I wept. You see, Jesus, even though he was God, knew the hearts of every single person in that area that was in that crowd. And he knew where they were at, whether they believed or they doubted. And maybe the weeping wasn't only for his friend Lazarus who died, but he was also weeping for those that were there in the crowd, knowing their hearts, knowing their doubt, and also grieving with them, because when we grieve, God grieves along with us. Can you imagine? How many of you have been through grief? Huh? We all have, right? How do you feel when you're going through grief? Like no one understands what I'm going through. God does. He understands what you're going through. That's why when you are bitter and angry against God, it's okay. He understands. That's the way he created us, with a heart of compassion. But you know what? He also knows that he has the power to bring life from death. And then the Jews said, see how he loved him. But some of them said, could not he who opened the eyes of the blind have kept this man from dying? And Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. Can you picture that? It was a cave with a stone laid across its entrance. Take the stone away, he said. But Lord, Martha said, Martha, the sister of the dead man, by this time, rigor mortis has set in. How many of you had experienced that before? It can be pretty bad, especially if you've been in the military and been at war, right? He says that by this time there's a bad odor, there's a bad smell, for he has been there 4 days. Then Jesus says, did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? So they took away the stone, and then Jesus looked up and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me. But I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe that you sent me. And when he had said this, Jesus called out in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out! The dead man came out, his hands and feet wrapped with strips of linen and a cloth around his face. And Jesus said to him, take off the grave clothes and let him go. Jesus called him by name, Lazarus. And some people believe that the reason he had to say Lazarus, because if he just says, come out, all of the people would have been resurrected. But here, this is an eyewitness account that Jesus, who actually lived on this earth, raised someone from the dead. And later on in his life, he experienced death himself, crucifixion. The worst kind of death ever possible. The Romans were pretty cruel people, and they thought of excruciating pain. And the whippings and the cats of nine tails would have killed most people. And he struggled up to the hill called Mount Calvary, Golgotha, a place and was nailed to the cross. He stretched out his hand. He says, I love you this much. And even that didn't kill him. You see, no one can take the life of God. He said, into thy hands I commit my spirit. And it says he gave up his spirit. He gave his life for us. Can you imagine being there if you were Jesus and all these people are mocking you? If you're Jesus, come down off that cross. If it was me, you know what? You guys are just puny, man. You guys deserve to die. Disappear. To hell with you. No, Jesus says, you know what? I love you so much. And I am giving my life for you. I am giving you number one priority, that I want relationship with every single one of you. Amen. And all I ask is that you put me as a priority in your life, so you can have the best life possible. The hymn of invitation is, let him have his way with me. And I hope that is your desire this morning, is that you will totally surrender, like that song, all to Jesus. All to Jesus I surrender. All to him I freely give. Let's come forward. Praise team.